Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are playing Hullbreaker Arcane Bombardment. It's an IZZET standard best of 3 list with average converted mana cost 3.1, 33 non-creatures, 2 creatures and 25 lands. Now the idea behind the deck is to play Arcane Bombardment obviously. I've never played the card before and this was my first time playing it. I faced some problems here and I have some strategies within the deck. So let's get right into the list and break it down for you guys. So Arcane Bombardment, right? 6 mana enchantment that you can cast stuff on your turn and on your opponent's turn, and then you get value off of it, right? You exile a card from your graveyard and then you get to cast that card for free basically. So how do you do that? Well, I mean, you play cheap spells that can help you cast cheap spells that you can cast through your opponent's turn. You also need removal and you need basically card draw and ramp, right? I didn't want to just focus on the Arcane Bombardment here as a win con because it's just too slow, and not just that, what if they find a way to deal with the Arcane Bombardment? You just, play Hullbreaker Horror. Of course, I think playing Arcane Bombardment should be a best of 1 deck, because in best of 3 there are a lot of enchantment removal around, not within certain colors, but there's definitely a way to remove enchantments, whether it's counter spells or just spot removal or anything like that. So I think Arcane Bombardment should be a best of 1 list, if you wanted to escalate. So, but since I like playing best of 3, I've been enjoying best of 3. I've always played best of 3 before. I played it in best of 3, and this is what I came up with. So we start with 4 Consider that we can actually cast during our opponent's turn. Our opponent's turn. We 4 Strangle, Planeswalker's early removal is a must. 2 Make Disappear, actually very decent counter spell. Between this and Negate, I'd rather have a very flexible counter spell. Negate counters non-creature spells. Test of Talents counters instant sorceries and so on. You get the idea. While this card counters anything, unless they pay 2, and you can actually sacrifice one of the 1/1 devils that you make with Burn Down the House through Arcane Bombardment and actually copy this spell, so it's pretty good. 4 Thundering Rebukes, as again, big creatures, Planeswalkers, Raffine, and so on, right? I mean, it's a must. 4 Expressive Iterations, the best draw spell. 4 Fable of the Mirror Breaker, our 3 mana ramp card, plus it cycles, discards stuff in the graveyard that you can later on get with Arcane Bombardment. 4 Big Score, very flexible ramp through treasure kind of card that you discard. 1 red mana is the requirement, that's why it's better than Unexpected Windfall. 3 Burn Down the House, because I don't have 4, I never had. 1 Invoke Calamity, just for the extra spice, or for the idea to cast the Burn Down the House during your opponent's turn. It's very important. Invoke Calamity can also pair relatively well with Arcane Bombardment, but only if you have so many instants and sorceries in the graveyard that you can actually afford to exile some and not get them back. So Arcane Bombardment into Hullbreaker Horrors. Within the mana base here, we have 25 lands, 3 Field of Ruins. As you can see, one Snarl, 1 Sokenzan, 1 Otawara, 1 Hall, and 1 Den. And within the sideboard, that's where the strategy lies. Invoke Calamity. So when you're playing this deck in best of 3, they're obviously going to sideboard stuff that is going to remove Arcane Bombardment. And the thing that I realized about Arcane Bombardment is that if you ever want to sideboard counter spells of any kind, counter spells are bad with Arcane Bombardment. They just are, they're just, they can have their good moments, but in general they're bad. If at any point I want to sideboard or put in some counter spells within the deck, I'm going to remove Arcane Bombardment and put 3 Invoke Calamities, because Invoke Calamity, you can cast it and have it target a counter spell from your graveyard and utilize it that way as well. Also, like, what if you have too many counter spells and not enough removal or card draw or ramp or anything else? Then you're just stuck with an Arcane Bombardment and a graveyard full of counter spells. So for me, if I want to sideboard in all my counter spells, I'm going to remove Arcane Bombardment and sideboard Invoke Calamity and leave Hullbreaker Horror as another win con here. We've got 2 Prismari commands for artifact removal, 2 Crush the Weak for super aggressive low toughness creature decks. 2 cleansing wildfires, because if you get to exile one with arcane bombardment, you're going to destroy lands after lands after lands after lands. It's very good with arcane bombardment. Also very good against like 3 and 4 and 5 colored decks. Sometimes you get to screw with their mana and win the game. So 2 spell pierces. Spell pierce is very good against other decks that might, other mid-range decks that run counter spells and run mid-range stuff like Fable, like, planeswalkers in general, stuff like that. Disdainful Stroke is basically our counter spell of choice for something that's too big for us to handle. So yeah, Disdainful Stroke made the cut. Test of Talents, basically pretty good against Invoke Despair, stuff like that, stuff that are hard. And I play Test of Talents mainly because of discard spells. Black has access to discard, so they can have us discard a lot of things and we can lose a lot of value. So Test of Talents can be very good for us to hit a duress or a go blank, because go blank is terrible for us. So yeah, with that being said, that does it for the deck, that does it for the sideboard. It's been such a tough deck to play, mainly because I don't know, like the client has screwed me over and over and over and over. I'm literally like I'm talking so slow and so sluggish because I'm so tired. I've been playing this deck basically all day. I tweaked it many times, and it's because not because of the deck. I mean, if you look at the deck, you can't say this deck is unplayable. You can ramp, you have 25 lands, you have payoffs, right? You have healthy removal, disruption, you've got card draw. So what else do you need? Like, how are you going to look at this deck and say this deck is awful in any way? You can't. There's no way you can say that, because look at our curve, right? Look at our cards, look at our lands. Technically, we're not supposed to be flooding as much as we did, and we're not supposed to be breaking as much as we did. That's why I played 25 lands. And the problem is, if you don't want to break, you're going to have to run 26 lands, right? And if you run 26 lands, you're going to overly flood, like to the point where you can't even play the game. And that's what happened to us. While running 25 lands, I kept on flooding and flooding and flooding game after game. So I couldn't even record a perfect game because I'm just flooding. And for like 8 games straight, I kept on breaking. I kept on opening with one land hand over and over and over. And it's a match, so it's like 2 games in a row. And that's what led to me losing with this deck. But besides that, it's so hard for you to lose. I think Esper is the only thing that kind of wins against you, mainly because of Vanishing Verse. But if you can hit a Vanishing Verse with the Test of Talents, you're golden and you're doing very well. Plus, you have all the good removal against that deck. You have Burn Down the House, which is amazing against that. Thundering Rebuke and Strangle. It's only your win cons that get affected, which can lead to you losing the game, kind of. So you need to sideboard Test of Talents and hit that Vanishing Verse with Test of Talents, and basically just play Hullbreaker and Arcane Bombardment and take it from there. That's the only deck that can literally like do some damage. Jund can be very, very good against you as well, but we have ways of dealing with Jund. Also, Jund can be very good because of Riveteer's Charm. They can exile your entire graveyard, which does a lot of harm. But again, that's why we have Test of Talents. It's very important to have something that exiles that one card that can hurt your entire deck. So you have to pay close attention to that. You can even sideboard for Test of Talents. You can, manipulate the sideboard at your liking. But yeah, I just wanted to point out that I had a terrible time playing this deck, mainly because of the amount of hours I put in for this deck. And also, like, I don't know, Magic is just a luck game. It's a luck game. Skill is like 10% of the game, and it's not even skill, it's just preparation and game knowledge. That's my opinion on the game. If you're very knowledgeable about what you're playing against and you can prep very well, and you can dodge certain stuff, then you win. Besides that, there's no skill, and it's 90% luck. It's what you draw, what you top deck, what you open with. If you open with a god hand, you win, even if you're a terrible player. Because if your opponent is opening with a terrible hand, or they're flooding, or they're breaking, how are they going to even combat you or show you their skill? So that's my my thought behind it. It sucks because I love the deck, I really do, but it sucks that, like, I don't know, like, you guys can try it out and see how it works out for you. Maybe it's just me, but my client has been screwing me the entire day. And yeah, no pun intended. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. I do have a gameplay for you. If you do, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you later with another video. Okay, bye. Alright, let's go first. Keep this. Pretty good. I mean, decent hand, for sure. Yeah, just pass. Nice, nice. Soul tie. Interesting. Consider. Okay. They're probably going to counter that. Yep. That's fine. Five colors, huh? Seems like it. Yeah. Okay, give me that. You have to get rid of the Celestis. If they're playing five colors, that's... the Celestis gives them a lot of advantage here. Yeah, it seems like they are playing five colors, which is fine, I guess. So they're actually really slow, huh? Really slow, which is so good for us, right? Pass. We're gonna cast our big score here. Well, what do we discard? Yeah, has to be the command. Well, that's pretty good. Fable or Hullbreaker? Probably Hullbreaker, right? Let's start drawing out their hand. They're probably struggling on colors. That's why they're having a hard time playing stuff. Let's see. Okay, I'm fine with that. We have 3 Hullbreaker horrors here, so I'm really fine with that. Okay. Coma. Coma. We actually don't have a way to deal with Coma, like at all actually. So that's game pretty much, right? Unless let's see what we can do. Nice. Man, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy about that. Sure, Fable can go. That's pretty good. I guess we can stall for a bit, hopefully. Get a Hullbreaker Horror, bounce the Coma. That would be the plan here. Okay. Let's see. Negate. Sure. A lot of counter spells, huh? Well, two. A lot of removal, surprisingly. Otawara. Otawara. What a weird pile. I mean, with all these colors, it rarely works out for our opponent here. Without Celestis, I don't see how they can hit their colors comfortably like that. But, you know, it's okay. Okay. They're sacrificing 3 threes so that they can, wow. Man, I'm happy about that. This opponent is, not that amazing of a player. Another negate? That'd be terrible. Nice. So what do we play first here? I guess Prismari Command. Create a treasure, deal 2 damage. Deal 2 damage. And then make score. Discard the Fable. Another Fable. I mean... Yikes. Terrible. We really need a Hullbreaker Horror. We really do. And luckily, we have so many ways of finding it. Bombardment is just taking over here. If they don't deal with it, it's just really taking over here. So let's play the big score first. Play with fire. Prismari Command. Deal 2, create treasure. And then deal 2, create treasure. No to the Fable here. Hullbreaker Horror. Okay. To hand. To deck. To exile. Okay. It's pretty good. We have so many treasures, we can even play the whole Wrecker Horror here. But that's pretty much game, isn't it? Another Baleful Mastery. Okay, so... yeah, give me this. Yeah, I'm not gonna allow them to win with the coma here. Just accept it, opponent. You lost. GG. Pretty good game one. But they're running counter spells and removal, and it's pretty awful, right? They're about to run Bombardment Hate as well, so we're gonna have to deal with that. They're running Vanishing Verse, Negate, Baleful Mastery. Okay. Thundering Rebuke. Let's see. What have we seen from this opponent? Just control and a coma, right? So I'm gonna take away 2 Thundering Rebukes here for a... Actually, do we run Cleansing Wildfire? Doesn't seem like they run basics here, so actually a full set of Cleansing Wildfires here. Let's go down on the Fables a little bit. What else though? We need counter spells, don't we? We really do. So Play with Fire is pretty good, Consider is pretty good, but I think we're going to need negates, definitely. And I mean, we can take the Thundering Rebuke out and just play with Fire since it's an instant, or Cathartic Pyre. That wouldn't hurt. Yeah. But Play with Fire hits face though. Sure. Let's try the Play with Fire. See what they sideboard next turn. They're not playing any enchantments or anything, so no. Yeah, I guess this is pretty good like that. My bad. Do we run 3 Prismari commands? And let's just try this. Let's try this. I don't feel threatened by their deck, to be honest. Okay. Duress. Bankbuster. Sure. We need those cleansing wildfires, bro. Okay. Are they serious? That's crazy. They just don't want me to draw at all. They just don't know how to play the game very well, and it's obvious. So do we test it out? I mean, we test it out. Let them draw with the Bankbuster at least once, but let's see if they're running any basics here. Let's take away their blue mana for sure, though. No blue. Nice. Okay, no blue. It's pretty good. Let's just go after their mana here. They can draw, but let's screw their mana. They didn't even take the draw with the Bankbuster, man. Okay. 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 At least I get the shaman here to make treasures with, if it survives, of course. Alright, another Bankbuster. They hit a blue source here, so pretty good for them, I guess. Siphon Insight. So that's pretty terrible. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, but hello? I still get something. Okay. If that's what it is, then that's fine. Void Rend. So we need to run a lot of counter spells here, obviously. Which is pretty unfortunate, but okay. Let's take their blue mana away. Nice. Okay. No blue mana, which is pretty good. Okay. Sure. Essica. Yikes. So they are playing Prismatic Bridge. Okay. And what if they have a negate here? They did get a treasury, okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to slam this Hullbreaker without protection, so Celestis. Yeah, we need 3 prismari commands here. Yeah, removal. Yeah, perfect hand. Okay. Alright. Man, I don't see a way out for us, to be honest. Fine. Let's just play. Man, I want to go to game 3 right away because I kind of sideboarded bad. Like, I didn't know they had this many artifacts, but I don't think we can survive this necessarily, so yeah, it's been a terrible game too so far. A lot of counterspells, a lot of removal too. Man, if our deck was just a little bit quicker, just a little bit. Okay. Okay. What I need is a burn down the house here, which we did not get, unfortunately. Okay. Okay. Alright, so just a ton of counter spells from our opponent there. Which is pretty unfortunate. Alright, so Spell Pierce, Annul, another Prismari command. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. They've gotten very lucky so far with the counter spells. Very, very lucky. No, bro, not like this. Okay. Alright. Okay, okay. Let's just go after their blue mana as fast as possible, honestly. That's pretty good. Okay. Let's counter a Celestis here. We should have played the Field of Ruin here. Damn. Okay. Yep. Man, we should have played that Field of Ruin. Okay. It's pretty bad. They're still hitting blue lands, bro. Still hitting blue lands. It can't get luckier than that, honestly. Oh man, are you insane? What? How are you drawing like that? How are they drawing like that? That's absolutely crazy. Kinda, it's very frustrating to be honest, but you know, what can you do? To hand, to deck, to exile. Okay. Let's just win this way if they're running a lot of counter spells and being annoying about it. Okay. We need to really attack their mana here. Negate, okay. Sure. To hand. Alright. We counter a Celestis here, or a Bankbuster, comfortably. Prismari Command, sure. Since they're running a lot of things here. Nice. They're down to 2 mana. Nice. That's what you get, opponent, for running that many counter spells and being so annoying about it. Okay. I mean, what can they do? What can they do? They're counting how many lands we've destroyed already? Well, boo-hoo. Cry me a river, opponent. Cry me a river. Oh yeah, sure, why not? Fine. Bombardment is nice here. Okay. They're finally hitting some lands here. Nope. Draw to... Nice, that's game. Nice, easy. Alright. Let's try to do our thing here. Okay. We don't want to give them any info. Okay. I mean, that's an automatic removal, right? Automatic. Stormseeker. Okay. Okay. Has to be Fable on turn 3, right? Hopefully we can ramp quicker and to burn down the house. Man, what a absolutely god draw. The most insane draw of all time. Yeah, that's GG on game 1. That's for sure. Iterations are too slow. Too slow. What a god draw from our opponent there. Absolutely insane. With the lands as well, the colors, oh man. Like, I don't know how people do it. I really don't know. Okay. Okay. So we lose. Do we? I mean, unless they draw a trampler. Damn. Okay. Let's see if we lose or not. Okay. Man, like insane. That's absolutely crazy. Crazy how that worked out for them. That's insane. Alright, bombardment is too slow. Too slow. Take out these. Give me 2 crush the week. Why not? And I hate these ramp spells. They're too slow against decks like that. Okay, let's try cleansing wildfire. Maybe we can do something about their mana. They do run basics, but if we can have them not hit their colors, that'd be pretty good. Okay. Man. Crazy. Crazy. Crazy how it works out. Okay. No turn 2 play, which means they have a Stormseeker. I don't want any lands off the top, please. Did we kill their red? Let's kill their dual land. Let's kill their dual land. Alright. Okay. At least no green. And if it's a Stormseeker, we can handle it. Man, have you seen what I've been going through? I've literally been going through this for like 5 hours today. Literally, I've been having the worst experience ever. 25 lands. Either we break or we flood. There's no in between. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I really don't. What a sad, sad invoke calamity, bro. Oh, man. What a sad, sad day. Horrible day for us. Drawing all the lands in the deck. Well, they're getting mana screwed. Thank God it's not just us that are struggling. And it's like we got nothing. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. Alright, that's pretty good. Land destruction was definitely good. We just need to draw better. Maybe we should kill one of the lands. What if we kill one of the lands and sideboard something that can help us ramp? Maybe like Fable, man. Like Fable is so good, but it's so slow against creatures. I mean, let's just play it like that, with the calamities and the Hullbreaker Horror. Let's just play it like that. Okay. Okay. Very interesting hand. A lot of blue, a ton. But you know, okay, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm just gonna pass here. No turn 2 play for our opponent there, which means their hand is really heavy. Stormseeker comes down this turn. Nothing. Wow. So they kept a slow hand for what exactly? Because we're a mid-range deck, but grinding is better for us than it is for them. So to hand, to deck. At least, well, it's too late for us to screw with their colors, but you never know. Yeah. You never know. But I mean, what if it's an Emperor that they're trying to flash in? Should we force an Emperor? Okay. Kill their green. Get red mana. Play red. Nice. Okay. Since they're playing slow, there's no reason for us to play fast. So we're just going to keep up at their pace. See what they want to play. Jewel Thief. Maybe they're playing protection, like a ton of protection. Let's test that theory out. They are playing protection. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. We still haven't taken damage yet. Or maybe they sideboarded something big, like a big creature. Apparition. That's fine. Okay. Let's see what we get with the consider here. Big score. Keep on top. Sure, let's keep a big score. Whatever. Yeah, let's just draw out all of their protection here. Right, how about that? That's fine. Eventually they're going to run out of protection here. And we're going to swoop in and save the day. Toski. Toski is very interesting. Okay. Well, there's pretty much nothing we can do about Toski. What we can do here is Thundering Rebuke on this, and then big score, I guess. Discard the Soaking Zone, like that. Okay. They've got one red source. One red source. Okay. Let's pass. Let's not play like that. Let's actually not play with them like that. Let's just try to win. I just need to draw more things, right? I need my Hullbreaker Horrors. Yeah, okay. Invoke Calamity is not a bad card, not the slightest. Okay. mean, they hit their mana, so it's whatever. They hit their lands, their colors, everything. So it's okay. Alright. Let's make some more mana. Big score. Discard the Strangle. Then Rebuke on that. And then it's pretty good. Then it's pretty good. Nice. GG.